Hey Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck for this reading. We are starting off with Six of Wands, and we also have Queen of Pentacles, and we have Five of Swords. All right, this feels like on a personal level, you can be making progress. It can be something when we have Queen of Pentacles. It can be something with your resources. It can be something with your home. It can be something with your family. It can be something with your body. It can be something with your health. It can be something with self. So even though I'm seeing you move through things and that you are progressing, there is still something that's coming up where maybe you're part of the way through something and you're like, okay, I am making it through here. Now this is popping up and I'm going to have to deal with it with that Five of Swords there. It's something that feels like it's part of the process. And even though this seems like the process is going successfully, at the same time, maybe something's popping up and you're like, mentally, I need to get over this hurdle, you know? Mentally, there's something that I need to square away here. Or I'm seeing this thing come up and it's a puzzle or it's a problem and I need to resolve it. It can be a way that you get stuck within your thinking, and there can be a need to open the door the rest of the way. I feel like slowly a door has been opening, and this may be one of the last things kind of standing in the way from you going through it. This looks too like you have been, I'm seeing the Fool sliding up under Six of Wands and Queen of Pentacles, which can indicate that you maybe have been moving things around. Maybe you've been taking chances. Maybe you've been doing things differently, been being open to doing things differently. Maybe you feel a new chapter is on the horizon. This feels like you have like maybe one major thing left to deal with. It feels more psychological than anything. How this is going to have to be addressed. There's one last thing for the most part, one big thing left that's going to have to be dealt with. And then once that is being dealt with, it feels like you're going to be free to move forward. It can be a place where you're still getting stuck, you're still getting caught up, or it holds you back from going all the way. So yeah, just to be clear about this, there's a path that you're on right now. I'm seeing you be like really well developed on that path. It feels like you're getting to a point where you're gonna have to like jump off a little bit further, and there's something going on that can be holding you back from going the rest of the way. And this can be a whole new like outbreak of the energy where things are really going to take off after this point. Everything that's been done has been like a build up to this, and now this is like the last thing that has to be dealt with or resolved. And then you're just going to be able to go and like be here and be present and like take flight and then see where that goes. This can also be some place where you haven't been giving yourself full permission. But it is something that you want to go for. In your heart, you can feel that to be true. This can be where you're not totally connected with this can be where you're still undoing some programming that impacts how receptive you are to the intelligence of your heart as it relates to your self-expression. I also think it's important to give credit, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff that you've been doing that has been really challenging, and that you've been showing up and that you've been doing it. It feels like this is a point where the story climaxes a little bit, like relative to where you are right now. And it's something that you're going to have to work with. This may not be an easy energy to work with. It can kick up a lot of stuff for you. It feels like this is about understanding, you know, when you're on a particular path, these sorts of things do tend to come up. It's something that's going to have to be dealt with. You are capable of dealing with it, and it's just facing this really head on. And that's what's needed from you here. And then you can take that. It's like finally you get to take flight after that point once this is dealt with. This can be a point where maybe an important choice has to be made about the path. Maybe the path splits and you have to make a choice related to that, which way you're going to go. One way can be the direction you really want to go in. Another way could be maybe a direction that you get scared into going into. That can be something. Or it can be, if I was open-minded, this is the direction that I'd go in, like open to the possibility, this is the direction that I go in. If I'm like stuck in some rigid thinking, maybe that's the direction that I go in. It feels like it's going to have to do with something along those lines. It's interesting because I feel like this is helping you go the rest of the way, but that you're also about to begin a very new journey. So it's both of those things. Both getting to the point of a new journey, but also it feels like it's been a journey even getting to this point. I'm seeing Moon and I'm seeing Uranus, which we can have some really divine insights when we have these energies be connected, but you have to be super open and receptive to it, because if you are caught in an old perspective, you're not going to be tuned in enough to receive the capacity of what you can receive, meaning the moon is the part of us that really doesn't have any limitations, but our mind can put limitations on things. So it's like if the moon can connect with any frequency, the mind can cut off certain frequencies and say, oh, you can only have like this span of frequencies here, when really our capacity is like far beyond that. So there can be something about needing to get through a psychological hurdle in order to open up to the capacity of the frequencies that you can connect with, and that on the outskirts of that, so you're gonna have to like break out of this into the wider capacity of this. When that happens and you have like a bigger range of frequency here that you're already capable of connecting with, but there's something going on mentally where it's stymieing that, it's making it smaller, it's like blunting it in some way. As this is an energy that you open up to, if you're willing to, there's an expansion of the range here, and that connecting with that is what makes this possible to move forward. And this can be something that you didn't believe as being possible before. But I think there's something about this that can speak to some of this maybe being overwhelming, because it can be a way that your mind is opening that maybe you're not used to. And I think when that happens, it can feel maybe like overwhelming, overstimulating, something like that. Can maybe take a minute to adjust. Like the flash of this can feel very bright. I do feel like a lot of things have been leading you to this point where there's a readiness for it, but it depends on whether or not you deem yourself as being ready. So energetically, I'm seeing you being ready, but you get to determine whether you believe that to be true or not. And it's one of those ironic things where it's like, if you believe yourself to be ready for this, you will be ready for it. If you look at this and you're like, I can't do it, then you won't be able to do it. You get to determine that. But that's the only thing that would give you the green light or the red light here. Meaning, if you feel like you're getting a red light with this, it's because you're generating that, because I'm not seeing a red light here. And yeah, things can really take off after this point. I'm seeing things be ready to go. I also don't get the sense of you being alone either. I'm seeing other energies around you too, where I feel It's kind of like there's a transition that's being made right now energetically, and a lot of people are taking flight and connecting with the root of this journey. And this can be one of the first times you spread your wings for a flight like this. But once you leave the branch, you're going to be in the air, and you're also going to see that there's a pattern forming, and other energies that are doing the same thing, they're also going to connect with you. So you're not going to be flying alone, essentially, is what I'm seeing here. But you have to be the one that decides to jump off the branch and spread your wings. And once that happens and you're in the air, you're going to see, like, from different places, there are other people that end up, and you're like all in a flight together, actually. So I wonder too if there's just an element of trust with this, of like, are you ready to do it? Are you going to take the leap? And then realizing that you're not going to be the only one that's doing this. You're going to be joined, I'm seeing, by other energies that will be part of this with you too. But initially you may feel alone, because maybe wherever you are, you're like, I'm the only one out of like everybody in my tree here, I'm the only one that's like jumping off of this. But you can really feel a calling to be doing this right now. And what you're going to find is that once you're in the air, even though maybe other people within your tree are not jumping with you, it's like other people that also jumped from their own trees, they're also going to be in that like flight pattern with you. And so you're not actually going to be alone. But that initial jump is a decision that you have to make independently. So it feels kind of like, if you decide to do this, you're going to be in class with all of the other people that decided to do this. And it feels like there are definitely going to be other people along for the ride with you. You're not going to be the only one. So you're not going to be alone in this. I see a big theme about, if you decide to do this, there's a lot of stuff having to do with relationships that are going to become prominent in the upcoming cycle. But it has to be your choice first. Like, this isn't a time where anybody pushes you out of the tree. This is a time where you have to be like expanded enough energetically to do that yourself. And then you'll see how the timelines end up connecting with one another. I'm seeing Leo, I'm seeing the moon, I'm seeing Gemini, and I'm also seeing Uranus here. All right, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.